Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Dayna with From Fertility to Delivery. Today we're going to talk about nutrition. Now, I want to preface by saying I'm not a nutritionist, I am not certified in nutrition, and I am not a doctor. But I want to talk about some of the nuances of pregnancy. Now, when I became pregnant with our firstborn, I was a pescatarian. That's someone that only eats fish. And before that, I was a vegetarian. I didn't go full vegan because I knew I needed the cheese, things like that, the yogurt, and some dairy products. So I stayed vegetarian, and I have been on and off vegetarian my whole life. So chunks of 7 years here and then 3 years there. It's just a choice that I fluctuate with. It is what it is. So as a pescatarian and already becoming pregnant in the first trimester, I felt like I was missing something. And we have a grill, an electric grill outside, and my husband was grilling chicken, and I walked out onto the patio and I smelled the chicken, and something inside me growled like I needed that chicken. And I started feeling bad about that because I had made this commitment on a mental level to be a pescatarian and to only eat fish and to live a certain way. Now, this is what I want to really drive home with this video and this information. When I started thinking about this experience, this carnal experience where I had to have that chicken. Give me that chicken. It was really intense. I felt like a cave woman looking for some yummy, crusty, burnt chicken. I realized at that moment that my body was making the baby. I wasn't making the baby. My mind wasn't, that is. It was my body. So I had to listen to my body and not necessarily my mind or my stereotype or the mental construct of what I should be eating to be healthy. And I'm glad I stuck to my guns and decided to let the body choose what it wanted in that moment. Because our firstborn son is an avid meat eater now. And certain bodies, they need certain foods. Now, you may have a very connected decision that you made, and that may be perfect for you. I'm not saying that there are vegans and vegetarians that are not getting the nutrition. It is something that requires a lot of dedication and prep. So if you're able to do that, far be it from me to say anything different. But if your body gets to a point where it needs something and you're keeping that nutrients away from the body, you have to look at that. Because the body is making the baby, not you, not your mind. I mean, you're a part of all of that. You're in that mix. But listen to the body. Because the body there's wisdom in the body. Our bodies are not just meat suits. Our bodies are homes to these beautiful big beings of light, spirit babies that are coming earthside. So we are their home for 9 months, and we have to acknowledge that there are certain things that our body will need that we're not used to. In the end of that pregnancy, I was craving lamb. Now, I've eaten lamb in the past, but it's a strong meat, lamb. It's very gamey, but that's what I wanted. And I was back to eating red meat, and my body needed it. And I realize now that our son needed it because that is what he gravitates towards. And that is what helps him with his health. Now, this is a very triggering concept and conception for, ideology for some folks. But I really want to drive it home that the body is making the baby. Now, again, I'm not a nutritionist, so please connect with a nutritionist on these types of questions or a doctor, depending on what works for you. A couple other things that I want to talk about is that nature creates food that looks like the situation that you're in. Now, one of these foods is an avocado. Now, doesn't that look like a little pregnant belly? And when you cut it in half, and I'll put the emojis on this, but the avocado has a little baby inside the seed. It looks like it anyways. So this is nature telling you that this is something that you could use and what would be very advantageous for you to have during pregnancy. Avocados are known for their fats, but they're natural fats. And you need a lot of fat when you're creating a baby. You're creating a whole new human that needs to have tissues and a lot of support. So this is a good one. Another one that's very similar is a pear. Again, pregnant belly. So, pears and any fruit is a good idea for pregnancy. Fruit actually holds the most perfect setup and molecular structure of water, because a lot of fruit is made primarily of water, watermelon being one of them, and many fruits. So it's the perfect structure of water that you can get. Fruit juice is not necessarily the same, where it's already been processed and pressed. It's from the actual fruit. So think about that. And some of the best fruit are the fruit that have just been dropped from the tree or have been picked from the tree. So these are some very basic information. I've also made a video about minerals and how minerals are very important right now for the body. And this may be one of the main issues that you're having, and you're not even connected to it because it hasn't been identified yet. But as we go through Ascension, we are going through Ascension into the Golden Age and into the Golden Era for planet Earth, planet Terra, planet Gaia, whatever you want to call her. We need more minerals. And if you're having issues with your fertility, sometimes your issues are in the tissues. So you want to connect with those issues, which may be a lack of minerals. And that video, I'll link it to this on YouTube and on some other of the other channels if you want to head to YouTube. But I did do a video about minerals and fertility. So go ahead and take a look for that in my social media. So many blessings to you, and just a heads up, I am still actively working on my website. I know some of you have contacted me saying the website is down, and it is down right now, depending on when you're watching this video. Thank you for bearing with me. I do have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old that just turned 4, and life happens. I also have a loving husband and a household to take care of, so there's a lot going on. But I am dedicated to this process, even though there may be some gaps in my presentation. I'm still here. I'm here for you. I'm here, access to my direct messages and my emails. So many blessings to all of you. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. Thank you for being here, and think about what I spoke about. It's important to connect with what you need instead of what you want. Lots of love and many blessings. Thank you.